Oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. But since you're here anyway, you want to stay and chat for a little bit? Good. Well, do you like taking selfies like I do? Probably. What do you do with your selfies? I send mine to my mom, my dad, to my friends. They're fun. But something that we all need to think about are what are the kinds of pictures that you take of yourself and who do you share them with? We all need to think about that. We need to think, are these pictures that we're taking appropriate? And who do we want to see these photos? Who should we share them with? And what are some of the possible consequences there may be when we share these photos or post them places? Well, stick around and let's talk about some of these things. Okay? Now let's discuss the word appropriate. Is this picture appropriate? Appropriate means right for the purpose, something that is correct and fits a situation. Now, here are some examples. Wearing a raincoat is appropriate during a rainstorm. It's appropriate to cover your mouth when you sneeze. Now, who do I want to see this photo? Am I texting this photo to a friend? Will this person share a photo with other people that I don't know or that I don't want to see this? Am I posting this photo to social media? Will people I don't know see this? Now, what could be some possible consequences? Now, a consequence means the result or effect of something. What will happen as a result of me sending a possible inappropriate picture to myself? Some possible consequences could be that someone shares a picture that you sent without your permission. Maybe you get in trouble at home or school. I bet you could also feel hurt or embarrassed. And that picture or that video that you sent may not be able to be erased or removed. Okay, let's think. I'm going to share some selfies that I took of myself, and we're going to think, are they appropriate, okay for the situation, or inappropriate, not okay for the situation, and not okay to share? Now, I want you to think, in these photos, where am I? What is the background of my photo? What am I wearing? What am I saying? Maybe in the text that I put into the photo? Am I giving or sharing too much information? Who am I sending the photo to? Or where am I posting this photo or video? Here's the first one. I said, I wake up looking like this, smiley face. Now, what do you think? Is this photo appropriate or inappropriate? Think. Well, I guess it could go either way, but I'm going to go ahead and say inappropriate. I would encourage my students to say, it might not be okay to post a picture of yourself laying in your bed. Now, this might be something that we want to get our families involved with. But I'm going to go ahead and say, like I said, inappropriate. Let's look at the next one. Just got out of the shower! Exclamation point. Now, this was a pretend photo, and you could see right here that I'm wearing some clothes. However, sometimes people do post photos like this. Now, what do you think? Appropriate or inappropriate? Think. I'm going to go ahead and say inappropriate. Do you agree? Now we're thinking about the background, what you're wearing, and typically when you're in the shower, not usually wearing anything. And I wouldn't want one of my students or family members to share a photo of them getting out of the shower. Let's see what's next. Work, 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 I said. What do you think? I think it's appropriate. I'm not really sharing or showing too much information. I'm just sitting on my sofa working on my computer. Let's see what's next. What's for lunch? The background is just my refrigerator, a bunch of food. I'm just being silly. Do you agree that this photo is appropriate? Me too. Okay, let's see what's next. BFFs. That's just a photo of me and my dog Augie. Not really showing too much. I'm on my sofa. Do you agree that this photo is appropriate? Me too. Okay, home alone, y'all. And this is a photo of me in front of my house. And right here, you could see that I blurred out my address. Now, what do you think? I'm going to say inappropriate. Some of the things that I told you to think about was what you say in your text and your background information. Here, I just posted, but I blurred out. Some of us don't do this. My home address, that lets people know where I live. And I said, home alone, y'all. So if I would have shared this on social media or sent this to somebody, I would have told them exactly where I live and that I was home alone. I would say this photo is inappropriate. Yummy. That's just a picture of me sitting down, eating a snack. I'll say this is appropriate to share. New swimsuit, y'all. Hashtag summer. Now, as you can see, I blurred and blacked it out. But sometimes we have friends that don't do that. What would you say? Appropriate, okay to share, or inappropriate? Appropriate or inappropriate? I would say inappropriate. I wouldn't want any of my friends or my students to share a picture of themselves in a swimsuit. Now, I blurred mine out, and I still wouldn't want to share it this way. Remember, we talked about think about the kind of clothes that you're wearing and think, would you want other people to share it? Even if you're sharing it with a close friend, you never know who they're going to share it with. Okay, well, it's me one last time. So now let's review all the things that we've talked about. So, what are some of the things that you should ask yourself before you take a picture? Well, let me give you a second to think about it. Hopefully, some of the things you thought about were, what am I wearing? Did you think of that? Maybe one of the questions you thought of are or was, where am I? Did you think of that question? What about, what am I doing in the photo? That's a good one. What about, what am I saying? Remember, we talked about you could be saying something that you put into the photo. That's another thing you could think about. We talked about, what is my background? If you're in the shower, or remember that silly photo that I posted of where I was living, my address, and how I said, home alone, y'all. That's a safety concern. Or a big one is, who do I want to see this photo? Just be very careful of who you're sharing this photo with and where you're posting it. Well, friends, I'm glad you just happened to stop by. I hope you've learned something from our talk because I know that I have. Well, I'll see you later. Bye.